Well, hello there. Welcome back to the channel. It is Monday, and as you can see, we're way behind because the Legendary Hero Battle is happening in like 3 days. So we need to talk about the Legendary Banner and what it might possibly look like. Luckily, there's not a whole lot of guessing room outside of two pretty distinct variables that are present on this time around. Before I get into it though, I do want to say, number one, I am taking Ashnard build stuff for Promote My 4-star that's coming up in a future video, probably like a week or so from now. And also, that's it. I think that's it. Is there anything else? Subscribe! No. Well, yeah, but no. Yeah, that's it. I think that's it. Okay. So, with all that out of the way, I guess, we're going to talk a little bit about what the Legendary Hero banner is supposed to look like, what it could look like, and why we're headed over a cliff very, very soon. Fun times. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start by looking at returners. This is what the banner definitely will look like, in part, because these are the legendary and mythic units that are coming back. Yay! Alright, so at least in some kind of crazy mixed up world where there's all kinds of variables and not a lot of units to fill slots anymore, we have this. We have this, and it's the center of our world, and it's nice, and I like it. Red is completely full, right? So we have Self making his return, Hreed, and Altina, the one that people mostly voted for in Hero Rises, but they shouldn't have. Picked the wrong one. But that is Altina. She's coming back. Red is completely full, right? So we're not going to have any red filler, which is fine. Because when I show you the upcomers chart, you'll be like, huh, that looks weird. Yeah. So we've got Naga and Tiki here coming back in blue. Interesting seeing those two together. And then we have Hel and Triandra for green, both making a reappearance here. And then in colorless, there is Mila and Leaf. So I guess overall what I want to say about this is it's definitely not Blue Hero. Which again, when I show you those who are coming up to beyond banner filler for blue, you'll understand why I say that. Green and colorless are very strong. I feel like it could be either. I'm leaning towards green this time. I'm leaning towards green. Nothing against Mila and Leaf. They're both absolutely body rockers, but Hel and Triandra are slightly newer. I guess, well, Triandra's definitely newer. I don't know when Hel / Mila showed up, but either way. Triandra's definitely the newest, so I feel like people are probably going to want to try and get her because they haven't had as many chances to try and get her, which would imply that they may in fact put somebody in green there. Colorless, I mean, Mila is kind of unique as a light mythic, and also dummy thick. So not many mythics do that. When you look at our other light mythic availability, things like Air, things like Peony, they are definitely not Mila. And then there's Leaf, who nobody can really do what Leaf do, and so that's kind of nice to have. So you know, if we're looking at color stacking for a really good solid color, I think green and colorless are both good options. I personally think they're going green. That's just me. It's definitely not blue. And I'll show you why it's not blue. This is the upcoming chart. I know. I can't even fit the Yggdrasil character who was blue, our bow boy. I can't even fit him on there because it's still so full of units from prior banners who have not been on here yet. And that's a problem, right? A little bit of a problem. So, Asbel, Sarah, they're both so fresh. I genuinely can't see either of them getting on here, but they are technically speaking, they are the next future representatives of whatever this banner's gonna look like. But I don't see them being on this banner. I just don't. They're like a month old, and while we had Shinon come back like 2 months after his banner debut, it undercuts the bigger issue, right? In that, look at this. Look at this. We have legendary and mythic banners planned out through, I think it's August now. Whenever Sothis is coming back, I know she's the furthest out. We don't have fillers. We don't have slots. Like, we just don't have slots. It's upsetting, and I don't understand why they're doing this. It's so we don't have slots for coming banners. So the way that they have been doing new hero filler is going to have to change to an extent. That's just the truth of it. As you can see, we don't have the slots available. And you might say, oh, well, remember those units that showed up on skills banners and stuff and then never made it back in. And there's a lot of those. There's a handful of those that are available. However, they're all red and blue. Mostly red. We don't need red. We don't need red yet. I guess I should clarify. So I think what they do with this next banner, the one that's coming up in a couple days, I think what they do with this banner coming up will kind of set the tone for what they're going to start using as filler slots for legendary and mythic banners. And we kind of have an idea of what they had done with the remix banners. There's really no rhyme or reason so far, other than 2 of the 3 units were just in those skills banners, but never actually on an end of month legendary mythic banner, outside of Anna, who I think was also on a skills banner, as well as on a legendary banner. So I don't know. There's not really enough information to put a solid thesis together as to what they're going to do with those. But that was my initial guess, and then when I looked at the actual availability, it was like, oh, they're all red. Okay, so that's probably not helping us with our green and colorless disparity. So, I don't know what they're gonna do. I can only take my best guess. I can confidently say that we probably won't have a blue hero for a little while, mythic or legendary, because they have to kind of get through this roster. And even then, it's not that old. Like, these are banners back from like November, December, and it's only February. So I mean, even speaking prior months, it was a good 5, 6, 7 months before anybody made a reappearance on one of these things. And so I'm not sure what they're gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna do. We don't know what they're gonna do. That's just, we kind of have to wait and see. I know you came to this video looking for answers. I could steer you down a wild conspiracy path, but I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm not gonna do it this time. Sometime down the road I might. So that's where we're at. We don't really have anything for red. We don't really feasibly have anything for green or colorless, and then blue is just jam-packed full of stuff. Great. This is my prediction. I think to save blue, because frankly blue is a little dated, right? I think they're probably gonna put Guinevere on there instead of Milady, or Melody, as some people call her. Just because Melody compared to Guinevere is a little underwhelming. So I think they're going to try and save that as best they can by putting Gwen on and making blue seem just a little bit more appealing. They don't really have a lot of incentive to basically make a color line completely pointless to pull outside of, oh, I really like this character. That's it. which that in itself, not a big incentive pull either way. I don't know many Naga stands. I know a fair decent amount of people who are big fans of Tiki, but I don't think just putting Melody and then Tiki and Naga would be enough to make people like go ham for Tiki. I just don't think that would be it. Guinevere, however, yes, I think that's a reasonable expectation to put her on there. And again, it's one of those two because I doubt they would skip them. I hope. By the way, all 4 of these blue units, they're all from the same banner. Well, 2. They're from 2 banners. They're not from the same banner. What am I? Am I drunk? No, it's too early to be drunk. They're 2 and 2. They're from 2 banners. I misspoke. I apologize. All right. Green. I think it's Micaiah. I'll explain why in a second. Colorless, I put Layla there because I was like, I bet they're going to put some kind of really good colorless unit in there. And when's the last time we had a Layla? Oh, a couple months ago? Okay. It's not Shinon. Probably Layla. I think Layla and Shinon are 2 of the better, if not best, options in the colorless pool for normal heroes. In terms of stats, in terms of skills. And so I just had a feeling, I had a hunch. But basically, I don't really know who's going to be in the 3rd slot for colorless. So I put Layla there. We're just going to go with it. And if it's right, I'm a genius. If it's wrong, I never claimed to be right about anything. But if it's right, I'm a genius. So, everybody wins. Let's talk about Micaiah. Brian, don't you always pick Legendary Micaiah? Yes, I do. Well, not all the time. Sometimes I pick things like Lucina and Corrin, and I'm right. And then there are other times when I'm like, it's definitely going to be Micaiah, and it's not. But let me explain to you why I think it's Micaiah this time, and why specifically she's in green. Of all of Micaiah emblem, alright, green Micaiah is probably the weakest link. You know, once we get a refine for those Choose Your Legends 3 units, hopefully later this year, she might be better. She probably will be better. But with blue Micaiah's refined, she's absolutely bonkers. With red Micaiah, she not only can like nuke pretty much anything that is armored or calved, as well as just be, you know, a red Micaiah, she can also dance, and dance other Micaiahs to do other Micaiah-y things, like colorless Micaiah, who is arguably probably the best Micaiah, that being Duo Bride Micaiah, because dominance. And then there's green Micaiah. She does things that are like Micaiah things, but just more lackluster. Now, wouldn't it be great if we had a green Micaiah that was super, super good and also legendary? Not only that, but green Micaiah, who is Brave Micaiah, is actually kind of like a promoted version of Micaiah in Radiant Dawn. Pretty nice. It's also Radiant Dawn's anniversary. Like, it literally just happened like a day or so ago. So, if we have a game anniversary, if we've had a bunch of genealogy banners recently, if we've just had Radiant Ike or Legendary Ike get a refine, or a remix adaptation of skills, if all of those things have fallen into place, then I think we're kind of lined up for a Tellius representative to show up. And oh, look at that, wouldn't you know it, it's a legendary banner. And oh, hey, probably Micaiah. Also, would IS do this to me? Yes. Yes, they would. Yes, they would. They would absolutely give me Saros and then Micaiah back to back, because they know. They know. They know. They know. So, I rest my case. It's probably Micaiah. And if it's not Micaiah, I never claimed that it was Micaiah at all in the first place, because this is not a prediction, because I have retired from predictions. But if it is Micaiah, I'm a genius. And, yeah. That's that. I know. It doesn't seem like there's any consequences for me choosing incorrectly. And I understand how it can look like that, but hear me out. I don't care. It's my channel and I make the rules. Okie doke. But hey, you can choose and try and guess who our newest legendary hero is. It is legendary. Like I said, it's almost undoubtedly green or colorless. And then next month, it's probably one of the other as well. Next month, we are looking at, I think, Edelgard and Freya in green. And then Corrin and Bramimond in colorless. So, more than likely, we're looking at green colorless heroes for the next 2 months. And then we'll see whatever the heck happens. I don't know. I'm more interested, honestly, at this point in seeing how they're going to fill in 5-star pool units. Because, boy, there is just a lot that we don't know about right now. So, anyway, that's it for me right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what your guess is for the newest legendary hero to hit our barracks, or at least a banner near you, pretty darn soon. Maybe you're right. That'd be exciting, wouldn't it? But that's it from me right now. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for your support. And until then, I will catch you next time.